Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to SevTech Ages. So since last episode, I have been very busy. I've done a bit of building. I started working in that tower section there, working on the ceiling and stuff like that, working on the lower sections of the castle a bit. We're not going to go down there right now because we have a lot to cover today, and I've got a bit of prep to go over with you guys. Stuff that I was working on, and I want to get right into it. If we have time at the end of the episode, we might pop down there or something, but next episode we will for sure. So, I mean, it's nothing like groundbreakingly done, it's just stuff that I'm working on. Over here, I have built our Tier 6 rocket. So that's what that looks like. That is done, ready to go. However, we are not going to be going into space today. We'll go into space next episode to finish out the extra planets that we need for the creative items. Now, also over here, I can't remember. Yeah, this was already automated. I also added this chest right here. This connects down to the arc furnace. That way I can make the, I could process the ores from right here. I could process them a lot quicker and just have them sent over straight into the arc furnace and they get pumped into the system. So just a little bit of automation there to make my life a lot easier. If we pop over to the cloche room, I did set up one additional cloche, and that is because I was building airships between episodes and we needed fiery ingots. So I did get those up and running. So we do have fiery ingots now. I'm not sure how many we have. It's been running for a little while. 252. So not a ton, but we do have a decent amount of them. Also, funny story. After last episode, we had like 20,000 and something redstone. We now have 3.4 thousand. I used a absolute ton of redstone. Now you'll notice I do still have 446 blocks of redstone. I was just running redstone through. I did set up a little bit of automation down there to make it a little bit easier. So the arc furnace now, like I said, it pumps into the main system. And then if we pop in here, I've connected all of these metal presses to the system and also added a chest there for this one that makes the blocks, just because I was making so many blocks. The other stuff I wasn't making that much of, but I was making so many redstone blocks that I felt like it was a necessity. I mean, I was filling this obsidian chest up with redstone a couple times. So let's pop over to the RS system. That's where all the prep. That's where. I almost forgot something. I almost forgot one thing actually. I did a lot of prep between episodes, getting us in a good position for the upcoming episodes. Over here, look at that. I have 62 Tier 6 heavy-duty plates, which is enough to build the rockets and the rocket engines and stuff that we need for the creative items. I also have Tier 3 unprepared spacesuits that are ready to be upgraded to Tier 4 once we hit Neptune. And I've done Tier 4 radiation and pressure layers. These are pretty much the same craft through all the layers, so you can go ahead and make the Tier 4 to get it ready to go. So all we need is the armor layers and then the upgraded unprepared spacesuit. And then we can make our Tier 4 suit. I also did run a couple Mars dungeons. I did not find a Mars rover yet. I'm still looking for that. But at least I tried, right? Over here, our creative sale. This is where we're at right now. Everything that's left in this, we're going to get today. So if we take a look at the actual craft, the main things that we are missing at the moment is we are missing paper clips because we haven't made them. There's an advancement for those. And we're going to be setting up some automation for paper clips because we are going to need a few of the singularities. Actually, how many paperclip singularities do we actually need? Just one for the creative tank. You do need quite a few for the creative flight modifier. I'm still not sure if we're even going to bother with that because we're going to have a creative jetpack. So it's kind of the same thing, and it's not actually included in the advancement, so I don't know if we really want to bother with it, in truth. So anyways, we're missing the paper clips. We are also missing the extreme energy laser relays because we're going to have to start actually additions for that. And we're going to need 4 of those, and then we're going to need 4 of these basic induction cells. Now, most of this stuff I can craft, and I have crafted a lot of basic energy cubes and energy tablets. However, lithium dust, we're going to have to get into a little bit of advanced mechanism. Nothing super involved, but we are going to have to get into that today to make our induction cells. Now, in addition, this chest over here I've started filling out, and this is going to be for our creative jetpack. Now, most of this stuff is pretty straightforward crafting. I did make a platinum singularity, a tin singularity. I am waiting on steel. I do need a steel singularity. I have 9.1 thousand. I actually had over 10,000, but I did some heavy duty crafting for the prep for today, and I killed quite a few thousand steel. I was actually down to like 7,900, so it's built back up just in the last few hours, a decent amount. So I should have enough by next episode to craft that steel singularity out. I also had to make some carbon wafers, not expensive. They're actually super cheap. And then I had to craft out all four different airships. And that's where I needed the fiery ingots, because you need them for the airship frames. No, I'm sorry, the engines. Overall, the airships weren't too difficult, but I did need, altogether, I needed 8 of these airship engines, 24 fiery rods, that's 12 ingots, and I wasn't really looking to farm up a bunch of fiery blood and tears. So I just went ahead and made those seeds to make that a little bit easier for us. The rest of the stuff for this, I mean, that was pretty much just pull everything out of the crafting grid. Leads, same way. Airship frames, same way. The airship cores, pretty much the same way. So overall, pretty easy to make, but it did take a bit of work. Also, supremium chest plates, we need 4 of those, which these have to be tiered up. You know, you got the ingots, you got the armor cores that have to be tiered up. At this point, we are pretty much golden on essence. We have all the insanium ingots and all the essence-based ingots that we need for the ultimate ingots. And then we got those supremium chest plates, and we have 171 insanium essence. Now, we do still need a little bit for, I think it's the creative tank, maybe? One of the other creative items that require it. Yeah, 4 insanium ingots, or I'm sorry, 8 insanium ingots. But it's not, you know, that's nothing. That's honestly nothing, because I can craft those and not even scratch the amount of essence that we've got in there. It was pretty much like right after last episode we were done with insanium, because I got the ultimate furnaces that we needed, and I mean that was the main expensive part as far as essences go that was left. Now these 2 boxes right here, these are my boxes of terror, because this was something that I was not looking forward to, and actually once I sat down to do it, it didn't take that long. So if we open this up, if you're on the Discord, you saw I was working on this. So basically, I started prepping this, and I did this first section, like all of this, and then all of these basic energy cubes, and then I realized I wasn't quite done yet, and I had to craft all of this stuff and all of these. Okay, more basic energy cubes, and you can see right here the only ingots that I'm missing is HLP graphite. I actually have the dust up there done. I just have to make them. And then I need a little bit more Galgadorian. And then I'll need a little bit more Galgadorian for the tank. But we're just about done with Galgadorian. So we should have that all done by next episode, I imagine. I imagine so. So over here, what this is for, the creative jetpack. We have to make these creative energy cells. And at first I was like, okay, I just need 6 of these. I mean, it's not really expensive. I mean, HV capacitors, cheap overall. I mean, I had to make a lot of them, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's pretty cheap, because literally everything in here I have infinite of. Advanced power cells, once again, involved. I mean, you're talking over a stack of redstone per advanced power cell. But at the end of the day, I have infinite of all these things. Energy cells. These, I had to make up a bunch of fluics, a bunch more quartz glass, which I had to actually set up a little semi-automated system for charge Certus quartz, because I started running out of that. And I'll show you that in just a second. And then basic energy cubes. And these don't stack, unfortunately, so I have just tons of the things. But after crafting the first 6 of these, then I was like, well, I wonder what the thrusters take. And I had looked at them, but it just hadn't sunk in, you know? We need 2 thrusters, and each of these take 4 creative energy cells. So we need another 8 of those things. And that's why I had to prep this whole other section here. So it was a bit of a chore. Right over here I have a chest, wooden hopper, feeds into a charger, and then this is set to pull out charge Certus, is what I did. Very simple and works perfectly. So we've got plenty of charge Certus. Or we did. I'm not sure how much we have at the moment, but we have 270. So not too bad. Also, I did finally make some acceleration cards for the inscriber, just to speed that up a little bit, because I only made like 6. It was for the dense energy cells. They take calculation processors. I had to make 4 of those for this. But anyways, that is the prep that I have been working on. Lots and lots of prep. And before we push on into today's projects, one thing I want to go ahead and make is I want to go ahead and empty these chests out and make our creative energy cells. So these right here, let's go ahead and just grab all of this and grab all of this. And we're just going to shift click this in. There we go. And I'm missing energy cubes now. And we're just going to craft all these down. It's funny, like, I was really dreading this. Like, I was really, really dreading making all these. But then, like I said, whenever I sat down to do it, I mean, I had to automate a few things as I went just to make it a little bit easier. But really, at the end of the day, that first batch took about 45 minutes to make. The second batch, I mean, I ran the redstone ahead of time to make it a little bit easier. Like, you know, I love Mechanism, but I really wish they would make their stuff stackable. Because it would just be really, really nice of them to do that. But that's okay. It's usually not too much of an issue, but when you're crafting something like this, it's a little bit more effort. Okay, so there is our 12 creative energy cells. So we've got 6 for this. We've got... Oh, wait, I'm missing... Aha! Okay, I'm actually still too short. I don't know... I guess I was thinking 6 and 6. Somehow I was getting 3 in this. I don't know. I need 8. So, okay. So I need to make 2 more. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, anyways, we got 12 of them. Making the other 2, it's not going to be that difficult at all. In truth, because I pretty much got everything in place for that. I just missed. I think I wasn't seeing this one on the bottom, and I was like, okay, I need 3 and 3, and then... Or I was looking at this and just thinking I need to double that. I don't know. I have no clue. Anyways, I've got the bulk of them done. So that's fine. I'll get the rest of them done between episodes. So anyways, we're going to start moving into the stuff that we need for this, because my goal is to actually get this crafted by the end of the episode. You know, barring anything extreme happening. So the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to make our first paper clips. So there is a paperclip factory that we can make, which requires lubricant, meteoric iron, and it makes 8 paper clips per meteoric iron, which is quite nice. Now, there's also this method. 1 meteoric iron makes 4 paper clips. This, let me see, this thing right here, does it take anything, like, insane? It takes empowered Restonia crystal blocks. Because really, we could do it either through... I mean, we get double output from the paperclip factory, or we could just go for 4 through the metal press. Super simple, super easy, because it's not like if we take a look, I only need like 10,000 of these things, and I have 13,000 meteoric iron. So, I don't know if I just want to like set up a chest and let it run, or how I want to do that. I'm honestly leaning towards just throwing a chest on the metal press and just letting it go, because like if meteoric iron was hard to get, yeah, 8 would be great. Like I would totally jump on that. But I mean, resources are free. So, I don't know. I don't know. I might just... Let me see. Let me grab one of these things. I want to set up a drawer for it, regardless of how we go. Okay, there is our universal paperclip advancement. Dun-dun-dun. Because I feel like if meteoric iron was like you actually had to go out and farm the stuff, well, even then you got those like huge blocks of meteoric iron. And you could get thousands of the stuff in like no time. So I don't know. I think I'm actually just gonna like fill up an obsidian chest with it and call it a day. Just because. Because 1 obsidian chest filled with it would be plenty. So what I think I'm gonna do is let me make an obsidian chest real quick. Let me just make a good stack of them, because I use these things a lot. I don't think I'm going to use a stack by the end of the series, but that's fine. And plus, it's not really a press that I'm like using for much of anything, and that way I don't have to set up another fluid line over there. Honestly, like I don't know. It's just not. I could do this and not even have to build out the multi-block, and just let this thing fill up, go stick it on the press, and it'll probably be like done by the end of the episode, and I can make the singularity. You know. So I think that's the route that we are going to take. And there we go. A chest filled with meteoric iron, and it's actually probably going to be overkill. Whoops, I don't, no, stop it. Stop it. I don't want that. And usually I don't even worry about the resources, I just break the thing. Like, that's how little resources matter to me at this point, because I have so much of everything. Okay, so after filling a chest, we still have 6.6 thousand. Yeah, we're going to have more than enough, we're going to have more than enough paper clips from this chest. And it saves me from making all that modularium, which really isn't hard, because once again I have infinite resources, but you have to make it through the smeltery, and then I don't know. I'd just as well just do this. All the modular machines are pretty much the exact same in this pack. I mean, they're laid out in a little bit more of like a unique style or like look to them. But at the end of the day, it's still just the same thing. So, okay, so there we go. We are producing paper clips, and they're going to feed straight into our system. Short, sweet, simple, and very, very easy. And let's go ahead and pop over to the RS system. That's already one thing off of our list that we need to do. So, paperclip. We've already got 148 of the things. Like, they're gonna generate so fast. It's gonna be crazy. Alright, so we needed, what, 3 of these, I think? Yes, okay. It's like that, that, and that. Perfect. Okay, so that is done. Paper clips are done. And we have 164 of them. Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and let those build up before I actually start running them through to make the singularity. But that'll be fine. And we completed an advancement here for the paper clips, the universal paper clips. We're actually getting down to the nitty-gritty at this point. We really, really are. And finishing this episode is going to be huge. It's going to be great. Okay, so the next thing that we need to do is we need to turn our attention towards actually additions. And of course, we couldn't actually even automate the paper clips with the paperclip factory until we did actually additions. By the time we get done with actually additions and actually built out the multi-block, we would already have the paper clips that we need to make the singularity. So I feel like it'd just be a waste of time. Okay, so the first thing we are going to need to make, if we take a look at actually additions, we need to make ourselves the Atomic Reconstructor. And this is an elite crafting multi-block here. With nothing in here being terribly expensive, but one thing that we are going to do, just so that I can fit it in to this series somewhere and actually use it, is I want to go ahead and make the Project Miniaturization advancement. If we take a look at compact machines, we need to make the Miniaturization field projector. This is crazy cheap. It's more expensive in Exoria. Like it's more expensive on there, and it's like early game sort of stuff. Okay, so we're going to make a personal shrinking device, and then miniaturization field projector. Bang, bang, done. Advancement, there we go. The recipes in this just boggle me, because they're just so, like, super cheap, super cheap. Okay, so we got that. And then if we take a look at the machine case, because I'm going to need one of these to make our Atomic Reconstructor. So we're going to need 21 light gray plastic blocks, 4 quartz glass, redstone engineering block, black iron frame, and an advanced wafer. Okay, so let's start with the light gray plastic blocks. These right here, they require either Hdpe sheets, or we can do... Yeah, we're going to have to go with the Hdpe sheets. And some light gray dye powder. Okay, so we're going to need to make some Hdpe pellets. And what was that other recipe? 8 of them, you can craft it to make an Hdpe sheet, or you can do the enrichment chamber. We're going to do the enrichment chamber. Oh, but then we have to get into ethylene and all that. Which is fine, it's just a lot of like machines we have to make just to make plastic blocks. Whereas if we made the machine case the other way, it's like that. It's super cheap. Yeah, whatever. I'm not worried about the miniaturization. We've covered it in Exoria, and that's actually just more trouble. I mean, if you're making a lot of machine cases, but I literally need one machine case. I have no use for any more than that. So we're going to need to get ourselves 10 plastic sheets. And then we're also going to have to get some compressed iron plates. So let's pop over and get those running. And then we need 2 stabilized metal. Not a problem. I've been ordering that stuff like mad. Printed circuit boards, I'm going to have to pop over and make those. And then really the last thing that we're going to need is just the black iron frame. Which I think I've got. Yeah, I've got everything here for that. It's really, really weird that the miniaturization... I feel like the miniaturization is as expensive or just on par with just crafting it this way. I don't know. It's weird. Okay, I'm waiting on one more cobalt plate. There we go. And then we'll just toss this into there. Our 2 cobalt plates. I mean, that's a cheap recipe. That is a very... There's nothing in there that's even expensive. That's free. We have infinite of that. We pretty much have infinite of that, infinite of that, infinite of that, and pretty much infinite of that. And I mean, that's not expensive. We pretty much have infinite of everything that we need to make that. So I don't know. I feel like that's a little bit strange. So what we're going to be making is the Atomic Reconstructor, right? So let's go ahead and start laying this out. Machine case in the center, setting right there. And then we're going to need 2 compressed dash. We're going to need a charge SerDes, printed calculation processor. Okay, we're going to need one of each of the processors. And we're going to automate this before too long because we're actually going to need quite a few of the processors. We're just going to semi-automate it. It's actually one of my goals, I think, at this point within the series. Like, at first I was planning on doing this stuff, but then I realized, like, really how easy in-game is. I forgot I needed pure SerDes, not regular SerDes. Once you see how easy the in-game in this pack actually is, I've actually made it one of my objectives to not do any refined storage, auto-crafting, or even storage. Like the little sails and stuff. I'm planning on not using either of those. I mean, I've used them plenty in the past. They're pretty straightforward. And I don't feel like it's something that I have to show off how it works or anything like that. And I think this pack is completely completable without even getting into any kind of auto crafting or anything, because there's nothing in here that's very hard. It's mainly just, it's basically just JEI crafting through the crafting grid. It's really what it is. Okay, so the Atomic Reconstructor. Oh, guess what? We don't actually need these crafted up. We just need them printed. Whoops. And most of this stuff is all like pretty straightforward. I'm just kind of getting this stuff together at the moment. I mean, redstone alloy, dash, lapis, laser core, ice. I mean, stuff that we've done all this stuff like 100 times over. The only thing that we haven't done is triple batteries, double battery, single battery. We're going to need to get ourselves a bunch of Invar plates, nickel plates, advanced coil, that's compressed iron rods, and MV wire coils. We're going to need, do I need one of these for each tier of that? Yes. Okay, so the only thing I'm missing is MV wire coil. Okay, give me just a second. I'm going to get all this stuff together because the rest of the stuff is all like pretty much a freebie. And I'll be back here in a second once we get the Atomic Reconstructor done. Okay, so there's our Atomic Reconstructor. The Stuffy Exchanger. And there's no advancements for actually additions, no. But now that we got that, that's our first, like, leg into actually additions proper. We also need to get ourselves an Empower, which is a double battery, which is fine. Rustonia crystal, iron casings, which we should just be able to craft these out. There's 2 of those. And then the display stands, that's aesthetic green blocks, aesthetic quartz to make those. Block of quartz, chiseled quartz to make those. We're also going to need 4 display stands in addition to the one that we need for this. So let's go ahead and get ourselves some quartz. And we're going to need 15. I'm just going to go ahead and, well, we're going to need 30 altogether because we're going to do the chiseled quartz. So I'll get those crafting down. Let me pop over here. And on paper clips, how are we doing? We have almost 2,000 of them. Okay, this isn't the right one, is it? Do I just craft these? Oh, I just craft them by hand. Okay, never mind. Scratch that. Scratch that. I don't usually make blocks of quartz on here too often. And then we'll go ahead and chisel 15 of these into chiseled quartz blocks. There we go. And I'm just going to dump those. I'm sure I'll find a use for them at some point. Okay, so we're ready to make the aesthetic quartz. I also need to make up a little bit of plates. I need nickel and actually just 10 nickel plates, or a stack and a half, whatever. That's fine, I'll do that. Alright, so let's pop up here and let's set ourselves up a little area for our actually additions stuff to go. This is the floor. This is the building that I'm not sure what all I'm going to put in all of this. I know we're going to be using this room and that room over there today, for sure. So what we're going to do is, this is probably going to get moved once I put the window up, because I think it would be better with the window sitting there. But for right now, we're going to put the Atomic Reconstructor right there. We'll just toss down a power cell, and we'll say output, power cell card, there we go. So that's got power. And then let me get, I'll just get a piece of this cyan stained glass. Put that right there. And let me get a redstone torch. And I'm just going to take this, I'm going to right click this so it's set to pulse instead of just blasting all the time. And then let's grab ourselves just a button. And we'll just stick that right there, that'll be good. And then we'll toss down our quartz and smack that. Pow. There we go. There's our aesthetic quartz. And then we'll toss down our chiseled quartz. Pow. There's our aesthetic green quartz. And then let's go ahead and get ourselves... I'll just do singles for this. Redstone goes down. And pow. There's Restonia crystals. So now we should be good to make our Empowerer. Super simple. So the double battery, I'm going to have to make these. I'm just cutting these by hand because I'm running paper clips through that one thing. And I have infinite resources. So, oh, I need more actually with these. Okay, well there's our double battery. So that's done. And then I'm going to need the advanced coils. Okay, there's our 4 display stands. And then I need to get a little bit more of the... electrum plates to make the other. But we're going to go ahead and set this up. So what we're going to do is we're going to have display stand setting like right there. Come out, is it 2 blocks? I can never remember these things. Yeah, it's 2 blocks between the display stands and the Empowerer. So the Empowerer is going to be sitting right there, and then we'll come out like 2 blocks. We'll come out 2 blocks. We'll come out 2 blocks. There we go. So that's set up. And then we're also going to need power in this, so let's go ahead and get ourselves just some aluminum wires. Like I said, a lot of this stuff's probably going to get moved around slightly, so I'm just kind of setting it up for right now, and then we'll adjust it later, like between episodes. Because I've been waiting until we get these machines in here before I put the glass and stuff up to figure out exactly where everything's going to sit. And now we'll know where everything's going to sit. So, alright, we'll just run some cables around like that. And we'll bring these back. We'll toss down our power cell. And we'll throw in a power cell card. There we go. And output. Okay, so that's got power. And then I just need the Empowerer itself. Like at this point, we're just going for the gold. Like, because this is we're almost to the end. And like, I'm getting ready to move to a different series. I know quite a few people in the comments have mentioned, you know, they're ready to get moved over to a different series. I mean, this pack was fun. It was more fun at the beginning, you know. My personal opinions on it, but at this point, I mean, once you hit H5 hasn't been terribly exciting in the least. And all the mods are pretty much like super common mods, you know, that we've had on offer here. So it's just like, okay, let's push on. Why is my double battery not coming up? Maybe I'll have to manually place it. There we go. There is our Empowerer. And we'll drop that down in the very center. This one does not require power. Okay. And so there we go. That's our actual additions pushed through the progression, basically. We're going to be using this on and off. Basically, the Empowerer and the Atomic Reconstructor. Because the Atomic Reconstructor, I have to make some diamantine crystals. These are super easy to do. If we take diamond, and I'm going to go ahead and do that since I'm up here, toss that down, there we go, there's diamantine crystals. And I've automated both of these numerous times. They're super easy to automate. I'm not going to be automating them because our needs just aren't that high, at least from what I've seen, to where we're actually going to need them automated. But let's take a look here. The creative energy cell, what we actually need for this, the extreme energy laser relay. We need 4 of these. These all take empowered diamantine and advanced energy relays, which take empowered Inori crystals, Restonia throughout, and then energy laser relays, which take that. And these things craft 4 at a time, so what am I missing? An advanced coil. Okay, 1 second. I should have just originally I was thinking about just throwing a bunch of electrum through there, and I was like, well, no. Okay, so anyways, the things that we're actually going to have to craft with the Empowerer is we're going to need empowered iron and diamond, basically. And I'm just going to do these in block form. So we're going to take a block of diamond, we're going to take a block of iron, because it's a little bit cheaper on materials, a little bit cheaper on power, neither of which actually really matter that much, but it's just also quicker. So there's empowered diamantine crystal block, or not empowered, just a regular diamantine crystal block, and there is our block of Inori. And once you change these over, you can just break them down by hand. But anyways, we're going to take our diamantane, and we need to run it through the Empower with 2 clay, light blue dye, and clay. So let me grab that. 16,000 clay. I don't know if I'm going to have enough. I just don't know if I'm going to have enough materials to do this. And I'm not sure. We're going to toss that in the center. We're going to toss our clay there, clay block there, and light blue dye powder there, and it's going to start running. And then for the Anori crystal block, we are going to need a snowball, a button, cobblestone, and gray dye powder. And I think I'm actually just about out of cobblestone. I'm pretty sure. I've only got 393,000 of it. So I don't know what we're going to do. And then a snowball. There we go. This thing takes a little while to run, as you can tell. There we go. Okay, it's done. Perfect. Let's grab that. And we'll drop in our Nori crystal block, our snowball, cobblestone, button, gray dye powder. Okay, so our energy laser relays, there's those. And then, I think actually the first tier I need is the iron. So I'm waiting on this to finish before I can finish that. But after that, we'll have all the actual additions that we need for our creative energy cell. Now, like I said, we're still going to be doing some more actually additions as we move forward. For this individual creative craft, we will be done. So, oh wait, these only craft one at a time for the upgraded levels. So, let's do that. We still have enough, so it's not really a problem. There's 4 advanced, and then we'll get our 4 extreme energy laser relays. There we go. So we'll just pop over, we'll dump that into the chest in its appropriate slots. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, so now we're only missing 4 things at the moment. And those 4 things, if we take a look at the creative energy cell, or energy cube, we need basic induction cells. Now, like I said, that super easy. I've made a bunch of the alloys. I ran like 9 stacks through the thing, or between episodes, because I was making so much of this stuff. But we need this lithium dust, which to do this, we're going to have to run lithium through the chemical crystallizer. So we're going to have to craft one of these. Lithium, we get this through, of course we can oxidize lithium dust, but if I had lithium dust, I wouldn't need to oxidize it to make more lithium. We have to do decondensating. Okay, so we're going to get liquid lithium and turn it into lithium. And to get liquid lithium, what we need to do is set up ourselves a thermal environmental controller from Mechanism. And we're going to have to run brine through it to create our liquid lithium. And brine is made, once again, through the thermal controller. So we're going to have to set up the big multi-block towers for this. So if we take a look here, the thermal evaporation, or I said environmental, evaporation multi-block is what we need. So we're going to need a few of these blocks. And let me actually look and see. I'm going to go ahead and make 2 of these. It's just copper and steel. So let's see, it's a 4x4 that we're going to be building. I'm going to go ahead and grab a stack of thermal evaporation blocks. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to set this up inside of this room here. Opposite the actual additions area and right below the power center room. And what we're going to do is we're going to set up 2 multi-blocks, and each of them are going to be a 4x4 base. And so we'll just do just like this, and then we'll have the other one setting just right opposite it. No, yeah, actually we'll put it right here. So just connect it up like so, or set up like so. And then what we're going to do is we're going to build up another layer here. I may have to make a few more of these. That's fine. And then we'll build up a layer here, like that. And then, yeah, let me make, actually, before we make any more of those, let's go ahead and make 4 valves, because we're going to need inputs and outputs for our liquids. So let's get 4 of those, and then we'll get our 4, oops. Yeah, I'm going to need to make some more of those. Let's go ahead and just get a stack, whatever. And then we'll get 2 more of those. And then we are also going to want 2 thermal evaporation controllers. So let's go ahead and get 2 of those. There we go. So 2 controllers, and then let's grab the rest of these blocks here. And we're going to have 1 controller setting... I guess I'm just going to make these like 3 high. I don't really need anything like super big. I'm only making lithium from this. So we'll put 1 setting right there. We'll put 1 setting right there. And then our valves, let's go ahead and put these down. And so water is going to come into this one from right... I'll put it right here. Okay, so we're going to put a valve setting... actually, can it be on the very bottom? I think... maybe. We might have to shift it up. I can't remember if it can be on the very bottom or not. And then we're going to have a valve setting... I think it can. I think so. We're going to have a valve setting right there. And let's actually... We're going to build this one out and we're going to give it a shot. And then see if the valves will accept the water. So we're going to build this up 1 more layer. Just solid thermal evaporation blocks. Like that. And you can see the multi-block just formed. We just got some particles that shot out. There we go. There's our temperature. And let's try feeding this some water. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get... oh, do I just want to go with well buckets for this? I'm thinking maybe so. Because at the end of the day, this is going to be running and I don't need a ton of this coming in. I just need, I guess, just a little bit. I mean, it might come up again in one of our later creative crafts, but by that time we're going to have so much lithium it's not going to matter. So we're going to make 3 of the well buckets. And then our hoppers, we're going to get liquid hoppers from Pneumaticraft. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to plug these in like right there. Yeah, that'll actually be, yeah, that'll be fine. And then we'll stick our well bucket setting there, there, there. And I'm actually going to end up bringing this wall out and making it flush across. And in the back of this, there's not going to be windows back there. See, that's a lot of the reason I'm waiting to put the windows on this side, because I haven't decided exactly how everything's going to be laid out. So we'll just bring this across, bring this over, and do like that. And then let's get our water sigil and go ahead and put down some water blocks so that our well buckets start collecting water. And this hopper should pull from them. It might actually not. Maybe it has to be on top. Actually, it might just be going directly into here. Yes. Okay, it's getting water. That's great. And you can see it's slowly making brine. Very, very slowly. We're going to heat that up. We're going to speed it up here in just a second, because that's too slow even for my needs at the moment, even on a server. I mean, that's super slow. Okay, so what we're going to do, let's get 2 more of those liquid hoppers. So there we go. And we're just going to put 1 setting like that, and then 1 setting like that, so that these are feeding into this hopper. And then I want to get some speed upgrades. So I'll just grab all 44 of these. We're going to do, I think, like 4 should be good. Yeah, that's probably, honestly, that's probably overkill. And then like 2 and 2. That should be fine. I mean, the well buckets are filled, but I mean, this is getting water in fast enough, I guess. I mean, I don't think the hoppers are going to pull from the well buckets any faster, so they're just outputting the water a little bit faster. So, but yeah, it's building up, and we're building up on brine slowly but surely. Okay, so the next thing that we need to get is we need to get ourselves a couple heaters, and I'm going to go with resistive heaters. These we can actually use RF to power them. So let's go ahead and just get a couple of these guys. The bane of my existence after all that prep between episodes, to be honest. Alright, so 2 of those. And we're going to set these up just right behind our thermal evaporation blocks. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put an advanced power cell setting right there. Output, power cell card, and there we go. This has power and the temperature starting to build up. So what we're going to need to do then is we're going to need to get ourselves some cables. Let's see, actually I should be able to pull it up. Thermodynamic Conductors. This is what we need. And we'll just go with the basic ones. I don't really feel like we need any more than that. And we're just going to run this out. And I think this actually needs to have a valve, if I recall. It sits here. So let's just plug up a valve right there. It's going to plug into it. And it should start transferring the heat out. There we go. Perfect. That's what I want to see. Okay, so let me actually get 2 more of these valves then, in that case. There we go. And this one's producing brine. You can see it's actually speeding up now that it has some heat coming in. And this thing's going to steadily build up on heat. It's not... Let's see, it's actually not getting... Is it not getting power at the moment? Well, it's getting power, just the temperature dropped a lot. Transferring this heat over. Yeah, it's using the power, but it's already produced 1,000 millibuckets of brine. I'm going to let it run, and we'll play it by ear. I may just leave it like that. And then we're going to put a valve right there. We're going to put a valve setting right there. Basic thermodynamic connector. Plug in, please. Oh, it's not going to plug in until it's a form multi-block, I think. And then we're going to put a valve right here. And this is going to be where our lithium comes out. And then we just have to build this the rest of the way up. And there we go. Okay, so that's going to start building up on heat. I mean, it's using the power and everything. So, I don't know. I seem to remember this being a little bit stronger than that. That's okay. That's okay. We're up to 146 degrees Fahrenheit. Whatever. Okay, so then let's go ahead and get ourselves... We're going to need a fluid pipe. And we're just going to go with the... we'll just go with the mechanism fluid pipes. The mechanical pipes. So let me get a bucket out here. And we'll drop that into there. There we go. Don't need those thermal blocks anymore. And we'll just connect this over like that. And I've already made a configurator. Let's go ahead and grab that. And what we're going to do is we are going to shift right click here. And we're going to say pull liquid. And it's going to go over into this. You can see it's getting brine and it's creating liquid lithium. And I almost feel like I might want some more resistive heaters. Usually I go with the fuel wood heater. We might actually set up one of those really quick, or 2 of them. They're super cheap. Because these things are actually pretty powerful. And we could easily automate these if we wanted to. Right now I just want to get some basic lithium coming out. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab ourselves just charcoal. We'll be fine. Let's grab 2 stacks of that, dump it into here, and you'll notice this thing actually produces a lot of heat. Normally that's what I go with, so I'm used to it like 1 heater being able to run the the thermal evaporation pretty good. But you can also do the solar panels on the top and have it like outside. Let's see, they're not... Okay, they're actually disabled within this pack, so we have to use a heater. But the fuel wood heater will be nice. And we're producing... Yeah, see, the heat's going up by quite a bit now. So the water is steadily dropping. Our hoppers can't keep up with it. But we're producing a decent amount of liquid lithium at this point. So now the lithium's actually being produced. And what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to make a couple things here. We're going to have to make a condensator. And let's see, let's get the stuff together for this. Basic fluid tank, basic gas tank, and the condensator. There we go. And then we also need a chemical crystallizer. So this right here, couple basic gas tanks, and I'm gonna have to go make some atomic alloy. I don't have any on hand. That's fine. Ooh, I'm gonna have to make some more alloy in general. So let me go ahead and get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll grab 7 stacks of iron. I'm just running this in mass. I also made quite a few upgrades for a lot of our machines over here. And there is our atomic alloy, and then we'll get our... Oh wait, I just have to drop it in here. There is our chemical crystallizer. Okay. So now we pretty much got everything that we need for lithium. And then what we're going to do is... I put those cables up, didn't I? We're going to set up our rotary concentrator setting like right... we'll have it setting right here. And then let's go ahead and rotate this. Let's rotate it like to there. And then we are going to pump out our liquid. And I'm going to have to rotate this. So we're going to have our liquid lithium get pumped through to the rotary concentrator, and we're just going to shift right click, set it to pull. It's going to pull the liquid over, and we're going to switch this so that it's going to take the liquid lithium and turn it into lithium. And then what we'll do is we'll just set our chemical crystallizer setting like right there. And then we need to apply power to this, so we'll just set up a power cell output. There we go. And so that's going to start producing lithium, and it's sending lithium over to the crystallizer, and then we just have to give that a little bit of power as well. Plug that up, and there we go. And you can see it's processing right now. It doesn't need a ton of lithium. I mean, right now it's got 300 and we'll say about 400. I think it's only like 200 per lithium dust. Right, so it's only 100. It's like 100 per lithium dust. So even better. That's why I'm not too worried about how fast these things are going. I mean, they're capped out right now. I mean, they're pretty much, as soon as the water comes in, it's processed. And then it comes over here and it's processed. And then it comes out over to here. And of course, we could dump some speed upgrades into this. I'm not going to. I'm not too worried about it. Okay, so now our induction cell. This is what we want. So we need... let's see, the energy cubes are 2, yeah, and I'm out of alloys, so there's 5. Let me go grab those alloys that I was running, but we're going to need 24 of these energy tablets, and then we're going to need our energy cubes, 4 of these, and then we're ready to set up for our basic induction cells. Dun, dun, dun. And then the big moment comes. Okay, so there's 4 lithium dust. We can go ahead and get our first half of this. And like I said, I mean, this thing's now... It's not going to take very long for us to get our 4 induction cells. And then after that, it's just going to be running. It's just going to be sitting here running on the server. So we'll be good on lithium. Like, honestly, I don't even know that we need it for anything else. Like, basic induction provider, basic induction cell. Use that right here. Provider, you don't really use it anywhere. I think that's the only craft that we even like ever use it for anything. It's just right here. So I mean, I could have this sent over to the chest or to the drawer system. Probably not going to. I'm probably just going to let it build up a stack and then build up on lithium and back up the system, you know, because I just don't need it. I just don't need it all for anything. Okay, so there is our last 2 basic induction cells. Dun, dun. And this is a big moment because now we can craft. So let's see if we can actually pull this off. If I compact, okay, I should be able to shift click this in. Let me dump a few things here, and let's grab all this stuff, all these things. Okay, just enough space. All right, so at long last, really wasn't that hard. It's just a couple things we had to set up. Creative energy cube. What am I missing? 4 basic. Really? They have to be fully drained. That was something that I was concerned about, was, do these have to be fully drained? They do. Alright. Well, I'm just going to craft new ones, because I don't care. That's actually very, very obnoxious when they do, when it has to be like fully drained like that. Okay, so now we should be able to craft this thing. There it is. There is the beast in all of its glory. Kind of the culmination of a bit of work. Now, I will say it's not the most expensive creative item. I think probably the most expensive, I'd say, is the creative fluid tank. Overall, I mean, it's not too bad. But it does require a paperclip and 4 glass singularities. And I don't know, I just think it's a little bit more expensive overall. It's really not too bad because, I mean, all this stuff we can craft. The blood tank tier 10s, that's not a problem. These... Basically, it's just a lot of crafting. Just shift click and make like a stack. Anyways, here we go. Big ceremony. Creative energy cube. Bum, bum, bum. And we got 200 prestige points for that. And then we'll pop over and we're going to go plug this thing up. Now we'll have infinite power 24/7. Very, very exciting moment, to say the least. Okay, so we're going to put this setting... I'm actually going to... Let me pull this up for just a moment. Let me pull that up. We're going to put the creative energy cube right there. We're going to say side config. Everything is set to output, eject on. And then our advanced power cell right there. So now we're going to be capped on power all the time. All the time we shall be capped. And that means that is done. That little monster is done. So we have 3 more creative items to craft. Yet to craft. Okay, so a couple things that I want to do before we end out the episode. Just to start getting us ready for the upcoming episodes. Is I want to get, first up, let me pop over. I believe I made a drawer slot for compressed iron. But I want to double check and make sure. Oh, right here. Okay, so I've got slots in here for 1,024 stacks. Let me actually upgrade that a little bit. Let's go to 2,048. I like 2,048. Then over here on glass, let's upgrade that to 2,048 as well. And then what I want to do is, let's see, precise item filters. Let's get 2 of those. And I'll grab this one. And let's pop over. I want to go ahead and get glass and compressed iron running from our system. Okay. And I was debating about how I wanted to do glass. And originally I was going to do compressed iron through the seeds. But those don't actually work. So we're going to be going a different route with that. And I'm going to disconnect this. I was using it for making those plates. But now I have enough plates to finish out Galacticraft. I just have to tear them up, you know. I don't have to run just massive amounts of stuff. So this output node, I'm going to, let me grab sand. I've got 81,000 sand. I need 4 singularities, not a problem. I will have to change out the electrodes in this, like every so often. But it's not really a problem. So we're going to put a precise item filter in there. We're going to say just sand is sent over here, and we're going to connect this up to, and our, gosh, so many nodes. Like, I've basically used the blood magic system for our item storage control to the point we don't even need refined storage all that much, I don't think. Like, we're going to connect it up to this input routing node here. There we go. And this should start producing glass for us. So if we take a look, we have 1,066 glass, 1,067, 68, and so on. Okay, so glass is being produced. And then the other thing that I want to do is compressed iron. Well, actually, I just need the iron part of it. Let me grab that. And I'm going to want to get an output node. And I'm going to go ahead and grab this input node here. And then I'm going to pop over, and right over here with our pressure chamber that's set up for the compressed iron, we're going to put our output routing node setting there. We're going to say the downside, precise filter, iron. And then we're just going to plug this up. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a chest setting like right, let me actually bring it out. Set it right there. And I'm just going to put an exporter setting right there. And this exporter is going to have iron. And it's going to pump out iron. And then I'm going to do a, let's see, we'll do a couple input nodes. That. Connect over that node to our main input line. I mean, I could do this a couple different ways. You know, I could have it, I could have it set up so that, you know, refined storage reaches over there. I could connect a node system to our ingot line and have that, you know, pumping out. But I'm just going to do this. Plus, it'll kind of slow down the rate of the iron. So that way I don't have to worry about my pressure going down. I mean, I've got so many upgrades in these, like the volume upgrades, it shouldn't be a problem. But this will be fine. And there we go. It's going to start pumping iron into our hopper. I might stick some speed upgrades in that. We'll see. So anyways, I've already got some compressed iron in here, but if we watch it for just a second, we should see a bunch of compressed iron. There we go. That's great. Yeah, I might stick a speed upgrade in here, because I don't even think it's going to be... Let's see, our pressure is... It's going up. It's going up at the moment, so yeah, I think we're good on it. And then we're going to put an input routing node setting right here. And then we are just going to grab the stuff from that, And let's warp over. And this is going to be running, I mean, I'm probably going to end up shutting it off before the next episode, I imagine. Because I only need about 40,000 compressed iron. It's not all that much. So, you know, I just want this to run until we've got like, you know, 40, maybe 45,000, 46,000, something like that. Okay, so we're going to connect this up to our output. Actually, we'll plug it up to the main outputs that connect directly into the drawers. So, right there. And there we go. We're going to start building up on compressed iron. We have 5.5, 6 stacks, 6.5, 7 stacks, 7.5, 8 stacks, 8.5. How much compressed iron has already been made? Okay, so we're at 12.5 stacks when it started slowing down. That's great. And if we take a look here, we almost have 1,000 compressed iron. I might stick some speed upgrades into maybe just one speed upgrade. Or maybe 2. I'll do 2. So, there we go. And it's going to start dumping the iron a little bit faster for us. Not super fast, but, I mean, it's on a server. I don't want it just going crazy. So, but I decided to go with the arc furnace for making all the glass that we need. Simply because it's less laggy than going with the smeltery. So, it's going to be a lot less strain on the server. Okay, and the other thing that I wanted to do, which I am going to have to turn this on and off, if we pop over, let's pop over here, and our aerial interface here, what I want to do, the interfacing RF, I want to set up a power cell, and we're going to have this just setting, we'll have it setting like right here, will be good. We're going to set this to output. And if you watch my my wireless crafting grid, there we go. It's fully charged. So now I'm gonna have RF storage or RF. Anything in my inventory that accepts RF is going to stay constantly filled from our aerial interface. So we might as well plug that up, especially now that we have like infinite power. You know, because like even during the night we could be running everything. We're never going to run out of power. Because the creative energy cell actually outputs like so much power, it'd be like impossible nearly to use it per tick. It's just insane. Like if we take a look here, which I mean it's going to be limited by these. These can accept 20,000 RF, but then it's also going to be running through that wire too. So infinite power, and you could say we can output up to 214.74 million EU per tick. That's EU. If we switch it to RF, 858.99 million RF per tick that we can output from this. So, yeah. It's pretty much, as far as power is concerned, it's pretty much game, set, match at this point. I'm still going to leave my other power systems up and running, but I mean, we're pretty much... We're pretty much done with power. Honestly, the solar cell was enough to like run us through everything, but now nothing can touch us on power. And let's see, glass, we're almost to 2,000. Compressed iron, 1,500. That's great. And I think that's going to cover the last, once that stuff builds up, that's going to cover the last of our singularities. Because we need to make, I mean, I've got pretty much everything for the jetpack. I just need the steel. But if we take a look at the tank, we need paperclip, which we're working on, glass, which we're working on. We need 4 glass singularities. But I've got plenty of sand. It's just a matter of letting it run for a while. The creative compressor, we need the compressed iron singularities, 4 of those. Then we're also going to have to do the compressed cobble and the compressed obsidian. That's not a problem. I should actually have about enough of each of these. I know the hardness, it says it's like 86 million. It doesn't take that much cobblestone. That's just a hardness rating on it. It takes like 350,000 cobblestone or something like that to make that. I can't remember exactly. I calculated it before, but it was all like reasonable amounts of cobblestone with our current setups that we could generate. So, and the same with obsidian. So, because I mean, right now we have, if we take a look at obsidian, we have 180,000 obsidian, cobblestone 393,000. I actually wonder if cobblestone's not maxed at the moment. It's very, very possible. Yeah, 6,144 stacks of cobblestone. It's the most that I can store with full emerald upgrades and a void upgrade. So, but I actually think it's enough. We only need one of those compressed cobblestones. We might actually start compressing that stuff down next episode. We'll see where we get to. But next episode, we are going to be going back into space. We're going to be visiting... I did make our new thermal padding. So we have the Tier 5 thermal padding that we're going to need for Uranus. So I did go ahead and craft that. But next episode, we're going to be heading into space. We are going to be doing this advancement. I don't know if we'll get that advancement. We probably, even if I get the schematic, we probably won't even do that one yet. But we're going to get that advancement. We're going to do our jetpacks, and we're going to aim for getting our creative jetpack. Because really, like, okay, I need to craft 2 more of these creative energy cells. But aside from that, I mean, we're pretty much golden. If I get the steel singularity, take a look here. The only other things that I have to craft is advanced leaf blowers, which, woo, and then 4 emerald jetpacks. And then I'm going to have to craft out this stuff. This stuff's all cheap. And then basic mechanical pipes. So, I mean, this is all like combinations of diamonds, and then diamonds and advanced coils, which is a lot of Galgadorian rods. I didn't notice that. But I do have Galgadorian. Is the emerald? Yeah, it's all of these. Interesting. And then I'm going to need... Ooh, yeah, I'm going to need a bunch of that. But that's fine. I should have enough Galgadorian. I can easily get more. But right now I have some leftover Galgadorian. I have 42. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to make some more of that. But Galgadorian, making mass amounts of Galgadorian is nothing compared to having to make mass amounts of enhanced Galgadorian. That's not a problem. Because that's 1 for 1. This is 1 for 9. So... that's not too bad. I've gotten in such a habit of just mass producing Eyes of Galgador. That's no biggie. Like, I mean, we're talking I was making like 6, 7, 8 stacks of Eyes of Galgador. You know, building up, letting the stabilized metal build up, and then crafting a lot of those eyes. But anyways, next episode we'll move into that. Hopefully we'll get the creative jetpack. We'll see how it goes. But we will probably finish out the extra planets that we need to make the Tier 8 rocket engine, to make our new armor sets, land on Neptune, all that stuff. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already to stay updated with when new videos come out. And I hope to see you guys next time. So until then, as always, do take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time.